Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Totally Oblivious. I'm your host, Caleb. That's co-host Alex.
Hold on, I got a man spread. Caleb sends me too many pictures of me just doing this, and I think I look weird, even though it's hella comfy.
That's literally what you do the whole episode.
I know. And like sometimes when I wear the beige pants, it looks like I just don't have clothes on. And I'm like, shit, I can't do that.
You're just Winnie the Poohing it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. One thing you learn when you see yourself on camera a lot is you have to really pay attention to what you're wearing.
Real. That's why I'm wearing black and gray, so it's easy to distinguish that I'm not looking weird.
Real.
I think because of the podcast and how much episodes we've done, I've tried to change how I look. Like I brushed my teeth before this. Like before I left the house.
You didn't do it before.
No. I did. I did this morning, but I had coffee, and so it like left my teeth like stained. I was like, shit. I was like, I gotta do it again.
Gotta brush again.
I know. I was like, son of a bitch.
I just got done eating, so it doesn't even matter.
I know. I have a valid excuse, and I don't think about that while I record. Sometimes you'll talk, right? And you'll be like, nah, and my mind goes, my teeth are yellow.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
For me, it's always when, like, my hair gets to a certain length that it just doesn't want to cooperate. So there'll just be, like, parts right where my widow's peak is. It just looks like I'm balding.
My cavesa, my widow's peak.
My widow's peak.
No, Bulma.
That was Piccolo. I did that completely wrong. Go on.
Their voice, and you know how similar those voices are when Chris Abbott does them? We are so autistic. We've gone through three different talking points. What is it? Because he gets it really raspy. Kakarot.
For Vegeta, it's a more raspy voice.
There we go. And then like Piccolo's a little bit more laid back. He's on this octave. Go on. You got to lock into it. You got to start aura-forming. That's the sun kiss technique.
Isn't his favorite voice Yamcha?
This is a surfer dude, bro. So I can do all three of those like I think okay.
Come on, Goku.
Yeah, it's like it has this really like upbeat, yeah, man. Wolfang fist.
I won't die this time, I promise. Dies. He's actually died significantly less than some of the other Z fighters.
Yeah, he's only died once.
Twice.
Has he? When's the second time?
Everyone died against Boo.
Oh, I forget about that.
Literally everyone died against Boo.
That's right. Yeah.
He didn't even go out swinging. He just died.
He got beamed.
He literally got turned into candy.
I thought he got. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
he got
Super Boo escapes and just turns him into a chocolate bar.
I thought he did the world-ending barrage or whatever.
No, that was everybody that wasn't the Z fighters.
Yeah,
because the Z fighters were the only ones who could avoid it.
Bro, Chi-Chi was turned into an egg and was crushed. That's fucking crazy.
He didn't even eat her. Just straight up murked her.
Yeah, I was like, in specific, I don't like you. You think Majin Buu could make like a 5-course meal if he wanted to?
Yeah,
because you just reminded me, an egg isn't a sweet treat. So it's like, is he like?
He can do whatever he wants, food wise.
He's like, Majin Buu is so OP, but we just never talk about it. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, I think isn't Kid Buu still like one of the strongest people that they fought?
You really want to get into it? It's like stupid the power scaling because it's all like. In the manga, the original Supreme Kai was like stupid overpowered with all of his magical abilities, rivaling like Super Saiyan Blue characters. So Kid Buu's just rocking around over here with like a whole Super Saiyan Blue multiplier just not checked off. It's just off at that whole point. So if Buu just... I'm not even kidding. Locked in and tried to use more of his dormant power. If he knew, I think there was like a mental handicap there that was placed by the Supreme Kai at the time. Not the Kai that we know. It's the big fat one. Caleb posted on
Fat Kai. Well, because he absorbed 3 Kais, right? Or 2, because he absorbed the really muscular one, and then the fat one turned him into Majin Buu.
Yeah,
that
we know.
Where he was like a little baby.
Yeah, so it's all like, yeah, he was a walking bomb to begin with, and like you can. This is why I like. This is when we enjoy power scaling. When you ask me a question, because it's all like depending on how you scale it, right? Beerus is always upscaled for whatever reason to the next character. I only used 80% of my power. What's the other 20%
Where does this
capable
keep
of?
coming from?
Where? How is he still as strong?
He has an endless fountain of power.
Oh, it's probably Dragon Ball Super's like actual like biggest plot hole because he just keeps upscaling. He's like he was technically at a Super Saiyan God level, and then you could probably say like, okay, maybe around like the Goku Black, like we've peaked. Nope. He's
stronger than that.
He's in the anime. There's room to say that he's weaker than Jiren. There's like 2 specific lines people point out all the
didn't
time.
he fight all the gods of death at the same time? Gods of destruction,
and that's in the manga. So he gets upskilled even further in that part.
So that automatically makes him stronger than everybody at that tournament, aside from the Angels and Grand Zeno.
Yes. So it's like he keeps on getting upscaled. So the anime is really bad at it, but then the manga's even worse because it still has I still only was using like 70% of my power. So he's still upscaling.
So doesn't that even upscale Kid Buu?
Yes.
Because he was someone that made Beerus afraid.
Yeah, because he has him in his mind because he's like, wait, Majin Buu and Frieza were the strongest ones other than me. So it's all like, so when you think about it, fighting against Moro, Kid Buu in theory could be as strong as Ultra Instinct Goku during the Moro arc, during the original Buu saga. And it's like,
that kind of makes sense because it literally took like the entire universe to kill Kid Buu.
Yeah, no, Buu is insane.
Just an absolute menace.
Buu has that weird like no limits fallacy attached towards like he could absorb all the Z fighters, and then he'd be like unfucking stoppable. Like no one, because you would basically get Vegito plus Buu, and so it's like what are we doing here? Broly? That's not a problem. I literally can't die, and now I have the best fighters in the universe stacked on top of me. It's so funny. It's so funny. Anyway, it's Spoopy month. We should probably talk about a spooky topic other than
Did you come up with a topic this time, or do I pull from our hat of topics that I
pull from the hat of topics?
Okay.
Maybe next week we can do like a Warhammer. Hey, this is what happens when you turn into a demon or something. I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool.
I can. We were talking about it upstairs. I was like, Twitter feels like the warp.
Here's what. Okay, phone, don't effing load anything. Here's what we'll talk about.
Hey, wait, hold on, pause. Congratulations to Markiplier.
That's right. News. Markiplier got married.
And then doesn't talk about it on YouTube.
Literally.
The next day. Here's Silent Hill 1.
That's the funniest thing. Is he literally just posted 2 pictures on Instagram. Only reason I went back on Instagram is because I saw that post. And I immediately said, no way. Went on Instagram, liked it, logged off.
Real.
But yeah, Markiplier is married. So
after
congrats
10 years.
to him. Yeah. 10 years. I didn't think they were together that long.
I didn't know they were together for that long.
Because like she didn't really appear in anything until
way later,
like 2018 when he started doing the Markiplier. When was the first Markiplier makes? Because I know she appeared during the Markiplier makes.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure
she looked hard. So she used all of her look stats on that one, bro. Your boyfriend's basically a multi-millionaire. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. She hit the jackpot.
I think she's a content creator too.
I think so too. But it's like you married Markiplier, girl. You have an Asian hunk.
She literally got the top echelon of people she can get.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy, bro.
When's the first Markiplier makes?
It was insane. Good for them though.
Yeah, this 8 years ago. So yeah, she didn't appear until like 2 years after they started dating.
Yeah,
which is crazy. It's crazy to look at the timeline and think 2015. Like, what, middle school? Was that what we were doing in middle school? Right. That was at this point.
Was that 8th grade?
2015. We would have been first months of 8th grade. That's crazy to think about.
Hold on, I'm doing the math.
Because
in 2016, Little Uzi, that was when 2016 when we were freshmen, right?
2016, yeah, we were freshmen.
So yeah, so it's a little bit before then.
But yeah, that's crazy because I think I only started watching him like 2 years prior to that. So that whole time, I thought he was still single.
No.
I watched that.
He was piping some white thing down. Actually, after dating for a while and being back with my significant other, if I haven't told that on the podcast, we're all good now.
Everything's good.
Yeah. With Natalia, some people just don't do sex a lot. So genuinely, I personally imagine Mark not being that sexually active. Is that crazy? I don't think he's a sex fiend. I think he just goes, nah, man, I just like to cuddle and then go to bed. Do you think so? I don't know. That's the aura I read off of him.
I mean,
but he does work out a lot though, so the testosterone might kick it up a notch. I don't know. Maybe Mark is a sex fiend.
I couldn't possibly theorize about that. Even listening to Distractable, because they make so many sexual jokes that it's like,
you would actually know more than me.
Do they actually bring that to their personal lives, or do they just always talk like this because they're goofs like the rest of us?
Who knows? It might be the guy thing.
This is the guy thing.
It would just be like, penis. Amazing. 10 out of 10 joke.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I hate that wins Jackbox every time.
What? Penis.
Just penis.
Big fat. I think I won off of like big fat sloppy pussy one time.
I always had to. I would create works of comedic genius, only be beat by balls.
So I think you try too hard at Jackbox. You have to remember, you can make an elegant joke, but then you have to remember, wait, the audience, balls.
And that's why I pull out the only counter, or two counters, I guess. You either do fart or you do boobs.
Real.
It's the ultimate counter.
You're going back to the basics. I don't
back to baby when the only things you knew were boob and fart.
I don't need command grabs. All I need is neutral air, bro. That's all I need.
Neutral air.
Static punch with Ryu.
Exactly. Anyway,
just go back to the basics.
I think that's the only real news.
There's other things we could talk about, but I refuse.
It's positive news for once.
Yeah.
For once.
For once.
For once.
So what's the topic today?
Well,
wait, hold on, pause. That one scene in the new Silent Hill game where the scarecrow like bends her back, crazy by the way. Anyway, did you get to that point in the game?
I did.
And then what did you say? I'm just curious.
Did
you go awooga?
Given the fact, for one, they're children.
Are the mannequins children? I don't know the plot of the game. Still was wild they did that, by the way, and left it
There's a reason why they did that. Because I can already tell from the plot of the game that I've seen so far.
Oh, I thought you played it.
I haven't beat it yet.
Okay,
I'm like halfway through.
Okay.
But from the plot of the game I've seen so far is that this is all like an allegory for how
sexual harassment in Japan.
Kinda. I probably is that as well. But like
They have separate trains for women in Japan.
But how women are viewed in society and how young girls view themselves because of what is pushed on them in their youth. Like the enemies themselves, right? Like the basic enemy. Have you seen it? Where it's
I have not seen anything other than that art scene because it blew up. I have no idea why.
Because people are deviants and literally have
gooners.
No media literacy whatsoever.
Gooners. Get away!
Not only are most of these people playing this game adults who shouldn't be seeing this in a way that makes them go awooga in any way, because these are high schoolers that you're viewing, for one. And for two, I forgot my second note, but I'm going to show you
my second note.
Silent Hill enemy F.
Don't get me into a Silent Hill game if I have a blicky.
Silent Hill 2 in a nutshell.
Oh no, I'm scared. Not anymore,
Gun.
bitch.
Where is it? Hold on. I got to pull up my own video to show you the enemy. This isn't exactly like a good image.
Yeah.
But like that's like the main enemy you encounter.
Okay, hold on. I am more blind than Caleb. I definitely need glasses. But what this man is showing me, show it on screen, Caleb, and post, is a defined woman. I'm looking far away. Is a defined woman with abs and what looks like, probably because of the shape of the thighs, an ass, which is crazy.
Well, she does have cheeks. It is a naked, like, mannequin figure. What you're thinking is abs is actually like a stitched stomach.
Okay, now let me see it up close to actually see. Okay, so from far away, it looks like it's only the top of her torso. Now that I see it up close, I can see it's like, oh God, it's all mutilated. That's some crazy depth perception. That is total neuron activation from far away. But like, I get close up to it, I go, yeah, that's a silent like villain.
Yeah, but so basically, like, an enemy like that, right, is basically like I'm assuming at this point, halfway through the game, I could be wrong, is how the main character, Hinako, views, like, beauty standards, because you know, like, how women will, like...
Tall, like, off that like, alone, tall, thigh.
Yeah, like the
perfect body proportion.
Perfect body proportion, like, what is viewed as beautiful, and, like, how people, like... Because those mannequins, their faces are, like, cut off and, like, put back on and stuff. Like, that's their gimmick, is that their face is a mask that they put on. So, like, that's basically, like, what that I feel like shows is, like, her fear of, like, the lengths people go to for beauty. And, like, that's one of her fears, is that standard of beauty, because, like, women will, like, mutilate themselves just to be, like,
it's
perfect.
It is. Like I said on the podcast episodes before, I do want to get into psychology and the whole internet sphere. It was even before then, but it is crazy the lengths a woman will go to be perceived correctly by men. There was a whole rabbit hole I went down. Today was just not a very enthusiastic day for me. I felt so out of it today. Till probably I came here today when talking to you guys upstairs. It was probably the first day I went like, yippee. Yeah, all day I was just like,
it's weird that those days just happen.
They do. And I slept early. I went to bed at like 11. That's early for me. And I didn't wake up till 9. I was like, why do I feel groggy? But besides that, I went down a little rabbit hole while I was making... What the hell did I make this morning? I made food. I made breakfast. And then there's somebody who's arguing about like how women perceive themselves. And it's mainly coming to like OnlyFans or whatever. And like the modern day and age, like the almost Black Mirror kind of side of it. It's like... Some OnlyFans models will look at themselves, look at their femininity side as like a wrong, because they have to like abuse their body so much to like show it off to the world. And depending on who you ask, I'm not saying I'm either for side. So this is one of the few times I will fence it, at least in modern Alex brain lingo, where it's all like, doing porn and showing off your body to the world is actually body positivity. Well, some people go, I don't really know if that's actually that. I don't know, because it's more of a woman thing. It kind of goes in the category of like back in high school. I still think about this, where it's like, I don't think as a man I should be debating like abortion or women's rights like that. Yeah, that's the girls fighting. That's the girls fighting tea time, you know? So I'm like, they can that's an argument to settle over there. So I feel like that whole body positivity part falls.
The guy argument is whether or not we should be watching that.
That is true. That is so true. And I won't lie, as of recently, it's been a thing ever since I've dated Nat. I look on Twitter and it'll show up randomly, Instagram, Twitter, and you know, the argument is, oh, but that's your algorithm showing. No, I
don't look at that.
No, I get Warhammer miniatures and dachshunds, you stupid bitch. Then there'll just be a woman basically doing softcore porn on any 3 of those, and it's just like, this is weird, man. Like, I'm not 16 anymore. I'm not gooning. I'm like, I got a girlfriend now. This is just weird. I perceive it as weird.
So kudos to TikTok for actually having an algorithm that works, despite the fact that it is now probably compromised by terrible people.
I think low-key, I see it. I saw it before when I originally opened the app. I do think does Mark still do the whole, like, what YouTube recommends you to this day and age?
I think he does it like once a year.
Yeah. Low key, I still think, even back then, all algorithms immediately show off tits.
Yeah.
Like, it's
that's
still
what gets
bad.
clicks.
It does. Boobs were... that brings me to a whole other thing about woman perception is I am in the camp of argument to say that like the woman body has always been perceived as like heavenly to the point where it transcends sex and even women like the woman body. So it's like, of course, like even now it's still going to get clicks. It's still going to get views because it's just like the woman body is just like, I'm just going to personally say it's pretty fucking awesome. You know?
It's pretty cool.
It's fucking pretty cool, man. But it does get to a point, and this going back into the whole psychology thing, which I do want to pursue, and like the whole study of just the modern internet age, in a sense, where I goes, yeah, this is weird. This is, what are we doing? Because like 10 years ago, I couldn't easily access bare tits on the timeline. There's no way. 10 years ago, I'd have to like dig for it. I'm looking at Warhammer minis, boobs. What the fuck was that? Why did I get flashbang?
Wait a minute.
What? I wanted to look at this cool Lionel Johnson miniature someone did. Boobs. I'm like, okay, man. There's no way.
Well,
there's no way.
I don't need the, and that's part of the reason why Twitter is no longer on my phone.
No, real. I only have it just to keep up with the community.
Just the flashbangs of nonsense I would see.
And it's not even that. It's so weird. I think Freud was born 70 years too early. If Freud was born
Sigmund
now,
Freud would be thriving.
he would be a multi-millionaire. He would be so stupidly rich. He'd be like, yeah, all of you have mommy and daddy issues and kinks and he would. I don't know how he wouldn't be against phones. He'd probably be like, get a phone away from even adults. Nobody should have this level of access.
I feel like Sigmund Freud is a bit of a freak himself. So he'd
100%.
probably be super happy right now with what he's seeing.
Yeah, no, he was a freak, but like you couldn't deny he was not wrong. It's really weird. It's really weird.
I think he had a perverted version of reality, but in some ways it was based in reality. So
maybe the human mind, maybe in a way, right? Everybody's a freak to some degree, right? Some more than others, right? It's just maybe we just deny the fact that we're all more freaky than we want to believe. Like we all want to be innocent, but it's like we're no different from the animals, man. Like, let's think about that. The only difference is like we can make the narcotic. The bee has to go find it every time. You know, like something like that. You know.
Matt, I wish either A, that I finished Silent Hill F, or B, that you played Silent Hill 2, and we could have a real conversation just about Silent Hill and the whole like aspect of like the human mind that it explores.
I won't lie. I still will play Kingdom Hearts. I'm getting to it. But Silent Hill is one of those things where I would like to get into it, but I'm kind of a pussy. I don't like horror games.
They're so good.
I know. But it's also probably my problem with horror. I hate the fact that it's not you can't be a traditional hero. You can't be like Arnold or Rambo and just be like, wait a minute, now I have the shotgun. Come here, bitch.
Oh, that's the thing about Silent Hill.
You can get the shotgun, but of course you're still tiny.
You're not exactly the hero.
Oh yeah, that's too.
Like Resident Evil, you're like a cool action hero.
Silent Hill, you have sinned. You're evil.
If you're in Silent Hill, you did something wrong.
Yeah, you're a terrible individual.
Except I think Silent Hill 1 might be different. I didn't play that one.
No, I do want to get to those games because I always hear like you talk about it and I hear other people talk about. I'm like, there's some like crazy like
it's
big meta,
yeah,
like psychological, like just across the board, like human thinking. It's
and like each playthrough gives you like a different perspective on the same scenario. So like you're exploring deeper into the human mind with each time you play the game.
And you know what I do have to say this, the last time we did talk about Silent Hill, I think I have come to the conclusion that more or less, and the endings we were talking about with the remake that you played, when it comes to the human mind, I think there is no right or wrong. It is just like, this is getting like super meta like physical and stuff like that, where it's like the concepts of good and evil don't exist. That's a human concept. Of course, we've talked about on the podcast with cruelty and mercifulness, that being like probably the closest thing the universe has to like good or evil naturally. So when it comes to the human mind and certain decisions and activities, it really just boils down to like, you're just an animal. Most people, and this is a kind of a crazy thing to say, are animals. Like, I know humans sometimes don't count themselves as animals, but like, we're no different. I genuinely believe, this is a newer philosophy I've come into, like slowly getting into psychology, that I have to look at Dune for this example. Fear is the mind killer. Like that whole scene in chapter 1 of Dune. Have you watched Dune or no? No?
Kinda.
So there's a scene where Paul, right? This is the beginning of the book. Where it's kind of a test of his voice powers, just like voice manipulation, where the Bene Gesserit say, "Put your hand in the box."
Oh, I know.
And you're like, you have to put in the hand in your box for a specific amount of time. In the book, I think if I remember correctly, the Bene Gesserit's being a total bitch and like leaves his hand in there for way longer than it should because he's just a total asshole. But he's like, I basically have to go through this pain and not take my hand out, because if I take my hand out, I'm no different from any of the animals I'll meet on Dune or like any animal in existence. So I kind of have to give with this like maybe more radical philosophical idea that most sapiens, human people, are animals. The only people that can consider themselves like different, I don't know what different is yet with my early like understandings, but it's like, if you can control your emotions, control your desires, like gooning or eating or like crazier levels of like human desire is like to the point where you can be like, yeah, you're probably not like similar to a cow or a dog or a bear where you're just doing your basic things. But you know, the subtle difference is, oh, I have a consciousness. I think differently. So like, do you though?
Do you really?
Because can like, we're just viewing it as a human perspective. You know, dogs have their own social circles, So it's like, are we truly the smart ones? Because then there's the whole argument of like, well, are dolphins as smart as us? Are whales as smart as us? They have extremely diverse, you know, et cetera. It's like a whole like families, languages. Orcas can't communicate with each other if they're from different parts of the world, indicating different that they have language. So it's all like, what is an animal? Because clearly, you know, we've researched more into this, and maybe you can make the difference that the fact that we can research means we're smarter, yada, 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 you know, contrarian arguments. So we are the animal. So there is no difference between us and animals who do excessively different things. Maybe the only difference is that on a person-to-person cases, if you can control your more primal desires, maybe you can be perceived as higher intelligence because you're not going off of instinct, off of base. Because if like really think about it, like I'm doing this as a man, right? Like if I was 18 again and I was really desperate, 100% I could have slept around. I could have totally went into my primal instincts and be like, I'll sleep with that woman, I'll sleep with that woman, I'll sleep with that woman, just to, you know, get the dopamine hit. But now as a 23-year-old who didn't do that, by the way, I look back and I go, dude, I could have easily just been like an actual, like, not animal, you know, like cool guy. Like I would be no different than a horny dog on the street. Like I look at that now, like psychologically, and go like, Jesus Christ. Like it's just weird. I don't know. I've been down that rabbit hole, and like I look at Silent Hill, and like the decisions you make, or like the perspective of the character when you originally told me, I go, sometimes it's not good or evil. It's all gray. It is all like, you just have to what your perception of the character and whatever ending you choose is just like all based on what you can perceive. Because like what you told me originally on all those endings, it's like some of them are good and some of them are bad, but it's all like the end of the day, it's like it was a fucked up situation to begin with. What Silent Hill was it, or was it Resident Evil?
Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, Silent Hill 2.
James Sunderland, the main character. Spoilers, by the way, if you didn't watch the last.
I guess this is a Silent Hill episode.
We'll just talk about Silent Hill. I'm having a lot of fun with Silent Hill F. With 2, the main character ends up killing his wife Like you find out that he killed his wife, and that's basically why he's in.
And then you perceive that as a bad thing, but then you look into the wife's lore and you go,
but like,
shit, it's way more complex
like
than that.
It's so complex because like you see that James, like, he's not a morally sound character. Like he was, like Alex was saying, he's falling into his own primal urges
and
like,
different desires.
The whole time his wife was sick, he was like idolizing sexual things the whole time, which is why most of the enemies in Silent Hill that you encounter are like women body parts.
If you've ever wondered, why does the pyramid have tits? That's why.
The pyramid is actually him.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Or who am I thinking of? The maids have, do they have pyramids or no?
There's the nurses and there's the, I think are you thinking of 2?
Am I thinking of 2?
Because you
lot of, I won't lie, failure on the team, a lot of the enemies look very similar to each other across the games. It's kind of weird.
Kinda, because they always go for like that fleshy human look.
Yeah.
But
I thought the nurses had, they were not exposed, but like
cleavage.
No,
yeah, the nurses have. Yeah. Okay, so that's what you were talking about. Yeah, 100%. And that was probably when he was at the hospitals or like in the doctor's appointments with his wife who was sick. And
can't even blame him. Nurses' outfits are like crazy sexual.
Yeah, he was definitely looking at those nurses.
Yeah.
And like basically that's like the entire point of the game is like he's feeling guilt because he did all these things while his wife was sick.
But then if you think about it, on an animal level, it's like that's an animal in real life. You can even get into like old caveman Homo sapien talk where it's all like, brother got crazy example here, but like this guy got Down syndrome. This guy clearly has like a sickness or insert any human disease that only till now we've been able to cure. Drop their asses, move on, find a different wife, find a different tribe, do something else completely different away from the sick person. So if you think about it like that, you go, you can't blame the guy for looking at a different woman and being like, my wife is dying. I can mourn for like 20 years and then move on, but like, what do I do? Now, is it messed up that he's going immediately horny mode as she's dying? It's crazy. I can fault him on that and be like, okay, bro, it's kind of cruel on our previous thing, merciful versus cruelty. So it's just like, look at all this stuff, but like you can't blame him because his wife is already dying. She's taking too long to die. Like, what's going on?
And like at the same time too, like depending on your choices in the game, like in the span of the game, James can still just be like, he might have thought those things because those things appear in the back of people's heads, whether they want it or not, that those thoughts happen. But like at the end of the day, depending on your choices in the game, James still really loved his wife.
So think about it like this, right? So we had the whole argument of like from before, like desire, like the difference between like an animal and a person. What really differentiates that? Because dolphins can be as smart as us, but what really separates us? So then we get into this conversation of you can look at a woman as a married man and recognize their beauty. I got this quote from you, right? But then you can be like, but you can separate that idea. There is the animalistic side of it, the human brain just being like, sex, mating, produce your offspring. And then there's, I don't know what you would call it, the higher cognitive function that this may be the separating thing between us and animals, is the fact that it's like, no, I'm with one person. This loving feeling is much different than just chemicals in the brain. And I truly love my wife, so I would never do that. I can look at a woman, but I'll never do that. Now, of course, you can get biblical and be like, you can be with like Jesus and be like, stab your eyes out, you son of a bitch.
Stab your eyes out.
Don't look at other women.
But
it's like you look at back at the character and you go, yeah, he might look at the nurses sexually, but if he can separate that and recognize that, it's like, well, he's fine then.
Which he probably did not.
That's one decision. And the messed up part about those games is the fact that you, the player, have to decide. That's why I like in those like more psychological thrillers there to be only one ending, or like the director says, no, this is the actual ending. Like we give you options for like the gameplay, but like story wise, Yeah, it's the bad one. The bad one's the correct ending. The good one's just to make you feel better.
Yeah, because like with Silent Hill 2, I don't think there's really a good ending. Because like the ending that would be considered, I guess, like the bad ending is the one where you end up going with the alternate version of your wife, Maria, who is basically your wife, but like your hyper-sexualized version of her that you created in your mind.
That's fucking crazy.
Because like that basically means that James didn't learn his lesson and that he's just gonna...
He's a gooner.
He's a gooner. Like, he gooned even to his wife's death at that point.
That's crazy.
But like, then there's the alternate endings where like the one I got where James fully has to feel the guilt of what he did and ends up killing himself, which is why he ends up in Silent Hill. Like, literally so much guilt for killing his wife that like life without her is not worth living, which is probably, now looking at it
Subjectively, like, did I choose the bad one?
but no, like now looking at it, that cutscene at the end of the game where he's having that conversation with himself and I guess his wife in his mind is probably taking place before the events of the game itself.
Oh shit, okay.
That he killed his wife, because your wife's body's in the back of your car at the very beginning of the game.
Okay, oh shit.
So my best guess is he killed his wife, put her in the back of the car, drove to Silent Hill, sat on the, I guess, like
The cliff?
the cliff side, and was just like, man,
Damn, this sucks. Anyway,
I
boom.
can't live life without her. Drives off the cliff, kills himself.
Very Stan-like.
Is that's how he ends up in?
Did Eminem play Silent Hill 2? That's like eerily, well, not eerily similar, but the ending is similar. Do you know how Stan goes at the end of it?
He drives off a cliff with his girlfriend in the backseat.
Yeah, that's...
Only difference was his girlfriend was alive when he did that.
Yeah.
James's was not. He killed his wife, put her body in the backseat, and then was like, well, life's not worth living. Time to kill myself. Drove off the cliff, drowned.
That's crap.
Then was in Silent Hill and got to experience the horrors of everything he's ever done wrong.
So could you say Silent Hill is like hell? Or
Pretty
like a
much.
version of it?
Pretty much.
So then I have to ask a question.
I think in a way it's like purgatory. Like, because there's people who caused pain in Silent Hill and there's people who had pain inflicted upon them, which is why they're there. Like, it's like the soul is like restless and that's how it ends up in Silent Hill. Because like there's another girl there's an actual like girl that's there, Angela, and she's there because she was basically abused in a lot of ways as a child. And I think she's like 19 at the time of the game. And I'm pretty sure she's dead. Like, clarification, everybody who goes to Silent Hill is most likely dead. And so Angela is dead, probably from abuse, or she killed herself because she has a knife with her the whole game. And it's kind of implied that she's planning on harming herself because James ends up taking the knife away from her because he can tell that she's not using it to defend herself. She has it in her hands because she's contemplating killing herself. I think it's heavily implied that she cuts herself too. Because I think if you can kind of see when her like sleeve moves on her arm that she has like a lot of scars on her wrist. I think anyway. I might be wrong.
So, okay, then I have to ask a question. Now, I'm not a big Silent Hill guy. I can only, analyze and do as much theory crafting and psychological analysis as Caleb gives me. But it's like, is there ever a happy or get out of Silent Hill thing if they're all dead?
I think so, because it
would kind of seem after how many games, it's like, yeah, everybody just has to be in purgatory no matter the ending. Is kind of like,
because I
pretty
think
repetitive, no?
I think canonically I would have to imagine my ending where he fully understands what he did and like reconciles for it would mean that he would then be done with the loop because he learned the lesson, other than the ending where you find the dog and figure out the dog's controlling everything. then I guess you could say that's the canon ending.
Oh, I fucking forgot about that.
The dog ending.
Oh my god, you activated like a memory from like 5 years ago where somebody was complaining about that.
The
It's like
top 5 craziest secret endings in games.
it's like a fucking oh my god, Shiba Inu fucking like I'm controlling the game.
but like aside from that ending, I'm pretty sure it's when you come to terms with your trauma is how you get out, because that's like the main point of Angela's story is like she never truly gets over the things that made her life miserable. Like I think even at the very end, that's like her thing is that like she almost feels like she deserved what happened to her. Because her version of Silent Hill isn't like foggy and like dark like James's is. Hers is constantly on fire and burning like she's in hell. So like she's essentially punishing herself for the things that happened to her. And then in opposed to on the flip side, so we have Angela, who was essentially a good person who had bad things happen to her. And we have James, who's like a morally gray person who did a really bad thing but could potentially feel guilt for doing that thing and could escape. And then there's Eddie, who's a third character that you meet in Silent Hill.
Is Eddie the evil one? Eddie's an evil ass name.
Eddie was like bullied a lot as a child for his weight. So it's like when you first meet Eddie and you kind of learn about him, he's like socially awkward, little heavyset guy who just got bullied a lot, and you're like, this poor guy. He's probably like Angela.
Hold on, pause. If you're a heavyset guy and you get bullied, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be so real with you. That's on you, big dog.
That's on you.
Because I'm gonna be real. I was always a big guy, literally tall and heavy. If you were tall and heavy and got bullied, you need to start throwing hands. Get in trouble once, but hit him with the.
And they won't try it again, I swear.
Swear to God, just do it once. Nobody will ever fuck with you ever again.
Yeah, honestly. But like, so with Eddie, he does kind of do that. And instead of that, he does it because he wants to show that he's more powerful than other people because he.
Also, contrary to what I just said, that's also a bad thing. Don't do it. Don't do it once. Don't do it ever again, though, because you'll lead down a dark pathway that you'll never come back from.
Yeah, because Eddie straight up, like, one of the first things he does once he goes on a power trip is he murders a dog.
Yeah, see, that's what happens. You only fight your bully.
And then he starts killing his bullies.
Yeah, then it leads down to that. Yeah, don't do it more than once.
Eddie, not a good person, and never felt bad for any of it, and sees everybody else as his enemy at that point.
Yeah, that's bad. That's at the end of that line. That's crazy.
Out of all the characters that you meet in Silent Hill, Eddie's the only one that you actually kill.
Oh, really?
You like, because like James the whole time is like,
damn man, I screwed up.
Like he's straight up. That's what's crazy about the game is like the whole time James is actively trying to like reason and like help the other people in the town. Which I don't know if that's like, because people argue that James is like manipulating the player as a sociopath to make himself look like a better person, which I don't know exactly if that's entirely true. But like, Eddie's the one character who doesn't just reject James's help, but he sees it as like, James is also bullying him. And it gets to the point where when you're going through the prison that Eddie's like, you know what? Because James is like, you can't just kill people for the way they look at you. Like that's a straight up line because he shot.
Does he stutter? He goes, you can't just kill him.
You can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
That's kind of crazy, dog.
And then because Eddie's like straight up blocking a blap 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 to someone.
I'm out of the match.
To a corpse on the ground, but basically that's like implying that he did actually just straight up kill somebody because they looked at him funny.
Yeah, no, that's
and
crazy.
so James is constantly prodding him on this kind of stuff, being like, you can't just do these things, because to our knowledge as the player and to James at that matter, we have no idea that Eddie's this far gone. Like we think he's just like some sad guy who ended up there and is scared and trying to get out like the rest of us. But Eddie's effed up. And at some point, Eddie's like, you know what? I think you're laughing at me too. And just tries to straight up murder you.
That's crazy.
And I remember during my playthrough, like I genuinely got offended because I was like, Eddie,
I chose all the dialogue options to say otherwise.
James, have been nothing but nice to you this whole time.
This place has literal demons in it, and I'm just going, yeah, man, you're all chill.
Like, legitimately, all I've done is just try to comfort you in this hard time, and you've been kind of against me. And now you're saying I'm the one making fun of you. I've never laughed at you once.
That's crazy.
And so I killed him.
In self-defense.
In self-defense. He did. He was straight up trying to murder me.
That's what happens if you die in Silent Hill?
Just restarts.
No, I meant them, but yeah.
Yeah, like Eddie, when Eddie dies in Silent Hill.
Yeah, like does he like
he goes
super hell?
Everybody goes through the loop constantly until they learn their lesson.
So what happens? So then I have to ask then two things. One, so after you beat Silent Hill, where do you go to heaven, or do you just like, okay, well you beat it, you're still a bad person, here's the demons in the pit of hell?
I think it depends on, for one, the ending that you get, and for two, the kind of person that it was. It's like for James, I don't really see a way he gets into heaven.
It's like, yeah, guys, no, that's the pit of hell right there, next to Stalin.
But I suppose that depends on your view of hell as a concept. But that's a completely different topic.
Oh, bro, you could either get burning alive in hell for like the rest of it, infinite punishment for a finite thing. By the way, I don't agree with infinite hell.
Where it's like, let's talk about where we messed up.
Oh yeah, or it's nothing. Actually, just in the Bible. Just only using one example here. The idea of just like total like obliteration, like you cease to exist, like even on a spiritual level, is probably the most ultimate way to go out. It's like you're not even like being tormented. You just cease to exist.
You just no longer exist.
So it's like if you're playing Silent Hill and you think about what you do at the very end, it's either like James goes to hell, pays for his punishments, or he's gone. Like he ceases to exist.
Or maybe Silent Hill is actually hell. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe even if you beat the loop, maybe you just start the loop again.
It's like, let's go back through.
But I want for completionist run.
That's basically like my loose understanding of how Silent Hill works. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot more complex than what we talked about today.
There's probably like a giga, like how I am with JoJo's, there's probably like a Silent Hill guy who's like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, no, you're fucked. You're turbo fucked.
But it's hard because a lot of people who are recently getting into this series have zero media literacy whatsoever.
Yeah, they're just playing it because it's a horror game.
Literally, that especially with F, I'm already seeing so many people like
the only clip of F I saw was the Gooner bait.
Like what we all started with, the Gooner bait. That
the bending of the back. I'm like, what are we doing?
They clearly don't get anything going on in the story to that point to be like, why would they put this in? Like, I get you saying that because you haven't played the game.
All I saw was a mannequin bending their arch back like it was going crazy. I'm like, what are we doing?
But like for like somebody actually playing the game up to that point, there's enough hints in the game world and thrown in front of your eyeballs that you should be able to suss out exactly why this is happening in front of you. Though I guess I give them the benefit of the doubt. If this is their first Silent Hill game and they have no idea that Silent Hill is basically like within the character's own mind, I guess I can see them being like, why would this happen?
I do have to ask you a question. This wasn't the part 2 I have to say to my other question, but like, why is the abuse victim in Silent Hill then in F? Because doesn't that seem kind of counterproductive
in F or 2?
F with a girl. Why is she there if she's the victim?
I don't know. I haven't beat the game yet.
We'll talk about it part 2.
I don't know why.
Because I won't lie, that'd be kind of to be the victim to end up in Silent Hill would be kind of crazy.
Well, I guess so far from what I've seen in Hineko's story, she's not a very good person either.
Oh, so she was being abused, but she still wasn't ass.
Well, I don't know. Well, Hineko is abused by her father.
Okay,
but there's also room to say that she took her abuse and also potentially flipped it on others.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know yet because I'm only halfway through the game.
We'll talk about this next time.
But definitely for Silent Hill 2, it seems
pretty clearly obvious you're the asshole.
that you're a terrible person. Silent Hill F, it's not knowing the story, but just based on context clues, one should be able to tell that through the lens of a teenage girl, that these are the things that a teenage girl would be worried about at that age.
I remember that game was made in the 90s, right? Late 90s or early 2000s?
2 was in the early 2000s. It
When was
on
F?
PlayStation 2.
When was F?
F was just this year.
Oh, I thought it was a remake.
No, this is a
Oh, no.
game.
I guess maybe that's just the cultural difference. Because Japan still deals with that. Which leads me into my other point. Do you not find it weird, like all like the super popular like horror games are all Japanese?
They know how to make good scary stuff.
It's so weird that they can do that.
I think what it is, and this is completely tangent off of what we were just talking about, the difference between Japanese horror and like Hollywood horror.
You're not even saying American, you're saying Hollywood in specific. Okay.
Because Hollywood horror is basically what is where that's what everything else in the industry bases it on, is Hollywood horror. And there's really not a lot of American made horror games. But for the most part,
because it was banned here in like the 70s or the 40s.
But like for the most part, like at least the ones that aren't good, the American made horror games rely so much on, and I shouldn't say American made horror games, I'll just say Hollywood horror. Hollywood horror relies a lot on gore, which isn't scary. It's just shocking.
It's I'll say it like this. I won't lie. The reason why I never watched any horror movies as a kid was because it was the shock factor. But I still think it scares me just because of like the Hollywood tension. You get the music right, you get the coloring right, you get the shadows right. It's scary. But like I see the same level of gore in like Mortal Kombat. You know, I love Noob. I think Noob in Mortal Kombat 11 had like a really gory finisher. He would I forgot how he would do it. Like you would do the thing with Noob Saibot, and Noob would do like a little combo, and then he would stick his hand into you, and then he'd summon his shadow, and the shadow would come out your mouth, and then just come out this way. So then you would see like all the inside part of the body like fold out like a banana, and only maybe once or twice while I was doing it, like going through like the PvE mode, I'd go, ugh, like once, and I did that combo constantly on everybody. There was the brutality was way too hard for me to do with Noob. So it's like it was never the gore that made me scared. Like when I look at the Hollywood horror, it's like it's the tension, it's that. But then I look at the Japanese shit and I go, this is making me question things. This is completely different.
I think there are a couple good, I guess, like recent American made horror games.
Do we count FNAF? Sadly, I think we have to. Do we? Because it technically what do you count as horror? Maybe that's the argument.
I guess it's like a completely different category of horror though, because it relies so much on jump scares that it's like I almost feel like, would the game be like the horror icon it is if it didn't have the jump scares? Because that's what made people. That's what made people jump and like be scared is because you didn't want to have the big.
And then Mark would do it fucking 500 times and be like, just hurry the fuck up.
Like, I almost feel like, because unless they did the atmosphere completely different, I don't think that the games would be what they are if it wasn't for the reliance on the jump scare.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what the popular indie horror games were at the time, were
jump scares.
Just the jump scares.
Now, I think now everything is Silent Hill adjacent, because now everybody does like open world, you go through things. Even FNAF started doing it after Scott left.
Because you're seeing, because I think Resident Evil, like the remakes, and I think 7 actually is what started it. Is the Resident Evil 7 set such a new high standard of what a horror game can be that everybody shifted, because for a while it was just rely on the jump scares, rely on the gore. But then Resident Evil 7, while it had those elements, really focused on the environment. And that's what really makes like a horror game good is environment.
Shit, hold on, wait a minute. Now we get into a different argument.
That's why Silent Hill, I think, is probably my favorite horror series, is because they do environment so well with the fog. Because you're just in like a normal basic small town.
Fog in transit, gross. Fog in Silent Hill.
Especially in like 1 and 2, you're just in a basic small town America. But like the added fog makes it so anytime you're in like small town America and there's fog, you're like
terrified.
I'm scared.
In post, you gotta see when I lock in, because I went like, wait a minute.
Wait a second. All right. What was your thought?
You're gonna, I don't know, I don't think you've ever played it, any of them really, to like a high extent. But I sometimes think Fallout does horror really good.
I can see that.
Because I even in Skyrim, I think this is gonna be a fucking crazy take. I won't even lie. I don't even know if I agree with myself fully here. But I think sometimes the best horror is is when you don't expect it. Now and I don't mean jump scare. I mean, I'm going to play Fallout 3. Oh, I'm killing monsters in a radioactive wasteland. You know, Ink Dots is playing in the background. Yippee! You know, it's like, it's funny. It's ghoulish. You have like giant rad scorpions. Sure, you might get jump scared because, you know, they sneak up behind you. But then it's like, you enter the supermarket and then you realize, oh, people die here.
Uh-oh.
And then it's not like a James thing where it's like, you killed your wife. Oh, feel bad about it. It's, oh, I'm walking around in this decrepit.
It's like a real scenario.
It's like, oh, this is the post-apocalyptic wasteland in DC. I'm using Fallout 3 for examples here. I'm in a supermarket store, and while they don't have, you know, baby skeletons, you just go, oh, that's a carriage and a human body, and there's a lot of human bodies around here, and they're not recent. Oh, and then you realize, wait a minute, there are recent bodies here. I'm in trouble. Well, that's the horror I like. When you go from this game isn't horror and then it becomes it. You get it in Skyrim too. There's moments where you're in a cave, you're like, yippee! Oh God!
Recent example of this, very recent, 2 recent examples, I guess. The first of which is Helldivers. When we first fought on the big cities against the Illuminates, and I will never forget this, is when I leapt to get behind cover, like leapt off a ledge to get into cover to avoid Illuminate fire, and I land and look down and notice I landed on a pile of human corpses. It was like such a absurdly like horrifying realization in that moment.
Like you roleplay so hard in Helldivers, you go, oh God. Even the game, I hate to interrupt you, but it's like the game goes, yeah, Super Earth is extremely like hyper fascist, like funny propaganda. But then when you roleplay really hard with the game and then you're on the battlefield and you're still in that role play element, it's different than Fallout. Fallout like tries to give you that. It sets up the environment to make you scared. And Helldivers is the reverse. You make yourself scared. And I know what you're talking about. I've seen those bodies, and like you're fighting on Super Earth or any of the city planets, and you just go, oh
my god! Like it's
like if, like in an actual war scenario, these are people. These are people who, even regardless of living under a super fascist regime, are being slaughtered.
Like entire cities.
You can make arguments like, oh, it's like, it's a WMD, like, callback to real life, and like, well, the Terminids or the bots, and you make contrarian arguments for like the different factions, but then you end up realizing, oh, I probably am the good guy here, even though my faction are still assholes in perspective of the grander universe. Inverse role playing, I'm the last line of defense. These people are actually just being murdered.
Genuinely, the Illuminates are just piling bodies in the street. And then you go on the bot planets.
I think the bot planet's going to be fucking worse. I think we're going to see like blood plasma fueling things.
They genuinely have the heads of citizens
and Helldivers
displayed out in front of their bases.
Yeah.
That it's like if you saw that in real life, that would be horrifying.
Oh yeah, no, it's some of the most gruesome like what they do normally is like the most human extreme. Like you could make a whole argument or whatnot saying like what faction's bad. Like, oh, the bugs are technically just animals, and like maybe you can say that, but like once you role play into the character, into the Helldiver, it's like, oh god, it's still technically, humanity's fault, consequences of our actions, but it's like, oh, these people are being slaughtered on masses. Like they're being killed. Like those people are being turned into flesh mob. And the fucked up part is too, they don't even give you the full Easter egg, because I think I've barely seen it a few times where like the vote list will go before they die, and I'll go, oh my god, he probably was still conscious. It's like gunned him down.
Still conscious.
I think I've had moments where I'm high playing Helldivers by myself. I think it did happen. Now that I'm remembering it, I killed somebody and I physically stopped. My player stopped. I stopped. I went like this. Like my hands are on my mouse and keyboard. Oh god. And I was just like, oh shit. I roleplayed too hard and scared myself.
Because even the automatons too, arguably,
they're the most conscious and the most evil. Like hands down, but like those guys are extreme haters.
They could still be conscious like citizens inside, because there's way too many times that the automatons do not attack.
I feel like that's on purpose.
For it to be a glitch. Like there's no way that has to be purposeful to show that there's still like a conscious human brain inside of that bot. I do agree with you. There are some times where even all three of the factions will just stop. And it's happened so many times that I go, does it want to fight? And it'll be like, you'll sit there for like a minute. I know there's other ways to glitch it where, you hop on like the rusher's back and now it's like it starts its normal path again. But it's like I stood there for like a whole few seconds and it's not doing anything. And they do melees. So I remember the time we were talking about, I still have screenshots of it. Yeah, where you and Cassius were just with that bot.
And it will melee you. It will still like hit you with like an elbow knock. And I'm like, why isn't it moving? So it makes you do like this like double take. I don't know if it's intended or not, but it's like, oh god, what are we doing? Because the vote list will do that. So why wouldn't the developers just be like, the enemy will just stop randomly? What does it say? Will you gun down him?
I think there's a time too where I had like a group of like 5 bots not attacking me, just following me.
That's so weird.
Like they just like as if I was their leader, that they just started following me.
You know what's weird enough? Maybe we'll leave it on this if we play Helldivers. Have you ever noticed when the civilians stop to look at you, they almost act eerily similar to when the enemies freeze up too? Isn't that kind of weird? Caleb and Post, crazy. See if you can show it on screen. It's really weird. The developers never talk about their secrets. They never openly say anything. You have to figure it out yourself, even more so than the horror games. I like unintended horror. It's one of my favorite like little subgenres of fiction. And it's like, that's weird. Why have you stopped? We're gonna play it. Watch when you get the bot update with the Star Destroyer show up. We'll probably have it on the podcast, and it's gonna happen again. We'll be like, it'll be on one of our screens. We'll be like, he's not attacking. He's not doing anything.
There.
He has a gun in his hand. I am 3 feet away from him. What is he doing?
It's the craziest phenomenon. But one more quick thing. Just as we're talking about horror and video games, this is actually probably one of my favorite ones. Is I don't know if you're aware of this, but in Animal Crossing, specifically in New Leaf, I don't know if they added it in New Horizons.
What did I give my girlfriend?
In New Horizons, but they added like dream worlds that you can like go to like a shrink and basically dream and visit other people's worlds, I guess. And on New Leaf, there is a big community of people who made horror themed islands that had like a mystery behind them that you would have to like solve. Like there's one, the most popular one was like an island where like a little girl like, or some I don't know if it was a little girl, but somebody commits suicide.
Okay.
And like basically like their spirit is like tormenting the island at this point.
Lavender Town did so much heavy lifting for the horror genre.
It really did. But like those were just a cool thing in a game that is as far from horror as possible. To go to these islands and just have like straight up terrifying Silent Hill-esque themed places
is awesome. Unintended horror is the best. I recently have gotten into Rogue Trader. I'm more into Warhammer than I've ever been, and I think it is intended. I think they definitely took it from Fallout, where you find in Rogue Trader you're basically like a colonizer. You're just a conquistador, exploring space and reconquering planets for the Imperium of Mankind. And sometimes so far I have found one ship randomly floating out in space. And the minute you go in, you go, okay, this place it's technically designed for newcomers to be like, what's going on here? What is all this? Why is the ship not activated correctly? Why is the Adeptus Mechanicus not operating this ship properly? You know, praising the Omnissiah. Me being the fan, I already know. I go, this motherfucker chaos infested. I know there's goddamn demons in this bitch. I already knew that.
There's demons.
There are demons. And at the very end, you fight like a really crazy one. I go, son of a bitch. And it's not like I'm scared. Because it's a giant monster. I go, oh, fuck, I'm scared because that thing eats space marines. So it's completely different. But I like that unintended horror. I knew coming in, I was like, this isn't scary because I know it's chaos. It's always chaos. You go, your ship's acting weird in the warp. Oh, the places where demons hang out? Sure. There's not going to be any consequences traveling. So that's the gimmick with Warhammer. It's like, you want to travel light speeds? You might meet a demon. You might not. I don't know. Kind of gambling here.
Who knows?
You're kind of gambling with your life. You might have a demon. You might have the demons show up, like the ones that are powered up by the dark gods. I don't know. Could be up to you.
We'll see.
Yeah, it is cool every time you warp travel. That's how they get the whole like game mechanic in, or to like technically this is a role playing game, but if you just want to, just do the mechanics of the game, just play like the turn based RPG that it is. You just travel the warp, and now you just fight demons at random. It's a pretty cool idea, but it's like, I like the unintended horror. I knew walking into that desolate spaceship, I was all like, these guys are all chaos inflicted. They're all going to fucking kill each other and die. But it's like, I knew walking into it. But it was cool. It was definitely cool. If you're new, Grayson was watching me play, and like Grayson doesn't know shit. He just knows like everybody in Warhammer is a bad guy. So it's like, if Grayson were to actually properly play this, he'd be like, what the fuck is going on? And then he'd see the demons. He'd be like, what the hell? It's really cool. That
reminds me of, this will be the last thing, is that just reminds me of like the first time you encounter the flood on Halo.
God, I love an intended horror. I love it.
That's not even.
And that was terrifying.
That's not even unintended horror. That's unexpected horror.
Yeah, unexpected. That's twin categories.
Twin category. Because like the whole time you're like, yeah, I'm a space soldier fighting aliens.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, kill everything.
Caleb, play the flood theme.
I have it on my PC. Ask me it. And you don't have Cortana. You have nobody. It is just Chief.
Silent.
And so this is. Oh my god, I loved original Bungie so fucking much. Just looking back at that Warhammer example, I knew going into that desolate spaceship with the Adeptus Mechanicus being like warp touched, and it was all being freaky. And I already knew that, so it was like almost instantly, like it was kind of ruined to me by spoilers, but that's just because of my game knowledge of Warhammer. Looking back on that Halo mission when I was a kid, terrifying. As an adult, I go, this is even more terrifying because if you power scale the Flood, I don't think you understand this. They are so broken that they can just talk to AI. Don't even have to infect the software, and they'll be like, yeah, you should join our side, and they'll switch over. So you're fighting shit, right? Mm-hmm. In Halo 1 and 2, and eventually 3, and you read the extended material and look back at CE, you go, you have no idea how much trouble Chief was in. You realize in that mission, if it wasn't for his inbuilt luck factor he has, they explain in Halo 3, Chief would have died, and because he would have been turned into Flood, the entire UNSC would have failed. Chief was quite literally their only champion and their greatest defeat if it happened. It's so crazy looking back on that goddamn mission. Beautiful. One of the best.
So good.
It is one of the best.
Especially because like even
the Flood is awesome.
It even sets it up too because I think you have one other night mission before that one. So you're kind of like set up. Oh, here's another night mission.
I'm a guy in a green suit. I'm totally fine. Ooh, the space flood. Well, that's pretty scary.
There's
you look back at it. Oh god,
there's a lot of dead people, zombies, and then your whole crew dies.
Yeah,
everyone on that planet dies.
That part of the ring.
Everyone on that ring dies.
Yeah. Because of the Flood. It's nuts.
Like the shift in the game from that point. I think
the shift in the franchise, you think it's just going to be like, I'm a big guy, I'm like Doom guy, and you go, oh God, this is so much worse. You know what the crazy part is?
I think the Flood is specifically the reason why I love Halo so much.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even want to play 4 because I knew the Flood weren't on it.
And every time they've teased the Flood always being back, kind of was like, it's bittersweet. But like, how do I put this? Oh my god, I hate when we talk about this and my mind runs 100 miles an hour. We do these things. It's like you say the Flood is zombies. I was scared of zombies as a kid. I think Black Ops was pretty good at the horror until it got really funky. Yeah. But as a child, as a grown man now, I look at I don't think the Terminids count in Helldivers. We don't know if they actually have like a hive mind mentality,
but straight up bugs.
Yeah, I think they're just straight up animal bugs. They're more like ants. But like the Flood and the Tyranids in Halo, and by the way, the Bungie team definitely stole the Terminids. They reinvented that into the Flood. But Warhammer does the same thing. They've stole everything from Dune. Paul is just the Emperor. But it's just like the hive mind stuff, the fact that it adapts, it gets stronger, it starts to realize things, is infinitely more terrifying. Like having like a Saiyan mentality attached to a horror creature, there's no way. The Flood over here is debating to an AI why it should swap sides, not even infecting it, debating it like it's a human being to swap sides, and the Terminids are over here like, see that Space Marine? Yeah, we can kill it more effectively now. And we can kill it so effectively now. Now we can kill the custodians who are supposed to be like worth like a dozen Space Marines. And the thing that just killed them, that you just killed, yeah, now it's smarter now. And now we can kill even more custodians. So not even Holy Terra or the Emperor's place is even safe now. So at any given point, if we get close enough, the giant alien monster you've been slowly killing is growing stronger. It's like, that's the horror I like. It's the fact that I can kill it. but it's just gonna come back.
It just keeps coming.
It keeps coming.
Yeah.
Also, with Halo 2, last thing, this is the fourth time we said it. The fact that the Forerunners failed in killing the Flood is so sad. It's still a problem.
It's still a problem.
God, it sucks.
Yeah.
We'll kill everything in the universe. I lived. Suck it.
You fool.
I already planned for this.
Fool. Anyway, I don't know. Now I'm thinking I might need to research and see if anybody made any good horror islands on New Horizons.
My girlfriend would be terrified. She'd be like,
if I find any good ones, we'll play it on the podcast.
I'll be down. Just look, we have the TV now.
We have everything.
We rated at the end. How scary was this? Was this Animal Crossing Horror Island?
0 out of 10.
There was no jump scares.
There was no
Sexy nurses to chase me.
How dare they?
Yeah.
But anyway, that'll do it for this week. See you guys next time. Peace up.